Welcome to part 2 of MCC's Tutoring and Academic Assistance Center Time Management Workshop, Preparing for a Successful Semester. Today we're going to be talking about how to create a weekly schedule. The next thing to think about with time management is a schedule or a calendar. So what kind of schedule or calendar works best for you? Some people like paper because they like to write everything down. Other people like an electronic option such as an app or an online calendar. Also, where will you keep your calendar so it's accessible to you whenever you need it? Also, how will you keep it updated throughout the day and or day to day? One example of a weekly schedule is a paper option like this. It has all the days of the week and hours starting from 7 in the morning to 11 at night. You can block out your classes, study time, work, and any other commitments you might have. They also have a space for priorities for the week. In this example, the red circles would be the goals that are your top priority, so you want to work on them first. Then the green second, blue third, and yellow last. Here's another resource to use when creating a weekly schedule. This is for you to write down your daily tasks. As in the weekly schedule, the circles are used to prioritize your tasks. This way, you are completing the most important tasks first. Here is an example of a student's weekly schedule. As you can see at the top, they have 12 hours of classes and they're also working 20 hours a week. They've blocked out time for their classes, their work schedule, school assignments and studying, their meals, travel time, and even working out. Here are some examples of electronic options if that works better for you. If you click on the link at the bottom, it will bring you to a page and it describes each of these apps and tells a little bit more about them. Most of the apps are similar to the paper option. You're going to fill in your classes, assignments, and when they're due, and most of these apps will send you reminders and prioritize your assignments for you. Next, we're going to take some time to fill out our own weekly schedule. You can click on the link in the YouTube description to print out a copy of the blank weekly schedule. The first thing you want to do is schedule your fixed commitments. Those are going to be your classes, employment, and appointments. You want to schedule a balance of academic, social, and personal time. You also want to be aware of the little things that use up time, such as getting to school, walking to classes, checking emails, and make sure you plan for them in your schedule. When you put your study time on your calendar, if possible, tasks that take up large amounts of time, try to organize them into smaller, more manageable blocks of time. So instead of studying for 8 hours for a final, try to break that down into 2-hour blocks over 4 nights. Remember to allow some flexibility in your schedule so that you can accommodate any unexpected circumstances that might come up, and that way you have time in your schedule to take care of those. Let's say you have an upcoming paper due. After you've filled out your paper calendar, look at your open blocks of time. So suppose you have a paper due on November 16th. How could you block out your time to get your paper done? And keep in mind we only have a weekly schedule here, so this is just to get you started in the first stages of a writing assignment. The link below is a really neat resource. It's MCC's Research Paper Calculator. You fill in the date you will start the assignment and then the date that your assignment is due. The calculator is then going to break down the assignment into steps so you can manage your workload, and it also gives you resources for each step of the process. This concludes part 2 of the time management workshop. Next time we will be talking about mini goals and looking at your syllabi.